Okay, today I'm going to be showing you how to solve the Wheel of Time. Now, the Wheel of Time is actually pretty easy to solve if you already know how to solve a standard 3x3 and the centers on a 5x5. If you know how to solve those, you won't need any new algorithms in order to solve the Wheel of Time. So the first thing we're going to be doing is solving it as a 3x3, and the easiest way to visualize that is by taking off these pieces right here, and what you're left with is a small little piece in the center, and that is the standard, or that is the center on the standard 3x3, is this little piece right here. These little wedge-like pieces are the edges, and these large pieces are the corners. So when we scramble it, we're going to twist it like a standard 3x3 first. And it's a little locky right now. And then once we've twisted a little bit like that, we're going to spin the centers a little bit. And then we're going to resume scrambling it as a normal 3x3. And then I usually repeat that a few times. And then I call it a scrambled. Twist it a few more. Whoop, dropped it. Okay. Now the first thing we're going to do is find the white center, or I solve white, whatever color you solve, and solve the cross. Now it's a little hard to do that because the pieces are a little small, and they might rub against your fingers a little bit, but it's not too bad. And do this. Now where's the orange one? It's a little hard to recognize the pieces because they are so small as well. I've actually put these in the wrong order. I need to swap my blue and my green. Okay, and then we just move the centers over, and you solve it however you usually would with your 3x3, whether that be F2L or beginners. Okay, now I've solved the first two layers, and again we're just going to solve the top layer as we usually would. Now it's a little harder to recognize the cases because you do have these random colored pieces in between your other pieces. So okay, and once you've done that, you'll just have these pieces all messed up. Now, you're just going to solve these as you would on the 5x5. Now, I'm not going to go too much into detail, but you just match them up and put them in. Okay, and now we're to the last piece, which always seems to be the most difficult for people. Now, it's a little hard for me to show you exactly what to do on this, so I'm going to grab a normal 5x5. But there's a very easy trick to solve the very last piece. Well, just move that to the side. Now, what you're going to do is, in this case, let me make a pair. I need to swap. Is you take it, as you see in this case, I'm going to need to do this red piece with this blue. Here I'll mix up the edges so you don't have to pay attention to them. Okay, so in the centers I've got to swap this blue and this red, and what you're going to do is put them in the same spot, which in this case I'm just going to put them in the top left corner. And whatever face it's on, you're going to put the one you want to pull down on top. And you're going to pull it into its place that it needs to go. So as you see, it's in the place it needs to go. You're going to need to rotate the face. This is clockwise. and then wherever that piece is, you're going to rotate that side. So as you can see, this piece came down here. Keep an eye on this piece, because this piece we moved down. Rotate it clockwise. As you can see, it's still right here. And because this piece is in this row, we're going to move this row down. Then we're going to rotate the side the opposite of what we first did, so counterclockwise. The first side we moved up, then clockwise, and the second side we moved up, and it fixes the piece. Now, we can do the same thing if it's in the other corner, or any of the corners, but I prefer sticking it in the top left because I usually do it that way. Now you can also swap. You can swap any piece. You can swap. The middle pieces in here too. Just again, put them in the same column. I'm going to do it on the top, right here. As you see, they're in the same spot on each face. So if I want to do on the side, I could, or on the left here, I could swap this over here and have to bring this over to match where it is. Then bring it down. As you see, it's going to match. It's in this line. Clockwise, it's right here. So we move that piece down. Counterclockwise. First one we move down, we're going to move up. Then clockwise, and then we're going to bring the last piece up, and it swaps the centers. And you can do the same thing on this, except instead of entire face turns, you're going to need to do just this for the clockwise and counterclockwise. You're just going to spin this. So if I wanted to swap these two right here, I'd bring it down like this. Like that. It's right there. And I'll show you it again. You bring it down. For the clockwise turn, you move just this wheel. Then you bring this side down. Rotate it counterclockwise. So opposite of what you first did. First one up, clockwise. Second one you put down, you go up. And it solves. If you have any questions about how to solve this, feel free to ask them below, and I'll see what I can do about them.